Hey everybody and welcome back. Today I've got some stuff to show you. It's going to be pretty neat and I've got a big announcement for you, so stay tuned. What's in the mail? Okay, first segment on the show today is one of my favorite segments, as I'm sure it is everybody's favorite segment that watches the show. We're going to do a what's in the mail. Of course you knew that from the intro. So this one is coming from you know what? This one's coming from eBay. I never give out names. I try not to anyway. Unless it's an eBay name. If it's an eBay name, that's not your real name. So I'm just going to give that out. So this week Okay, so I have been ordering a bunch of these slides because I'm going to make in 2020, we're going to make the postcard set. So today I got this picture. Bing! And I thought it was a slide as well, but it is not. It is the actual negative. This is awesome. This is definitely, I believe, rarer than the slide. And it's got Tuttle on it, and he is in his famous, or with one of his famous circle machines. Now, originally, and I love this story. Oh, and by the way, this is from Epic Relics on eBay. Epic Relics, a name you can trust, and we're not being paid to advertise for Epic Relics. They're just super good to us, so we love them. So originally, the circle machine, he didn't care for it and turned it into a belt buckle. So, and I've got the advertisements for the belt buckle that came with the shirt. When you ordered it, it was the reorder. You could get the belt buckles with it. This one is what some would call a belt buckle machine. Some of it calls the circle machine. I call it a Kaiser blade. But anyway, in this picture, he's tattooing with one, and I just thought it was awesome. I love Lyle Tuttle Collectables, as you all well know. So this next one is from overseas. And I know what you're thinking right away. If you watch this show at all, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking there's an In Town Tonight card here. You could think that, but you'd be wrong. This is actually, and usually I don't look for things, tattoo collectibles especially, I don't look for them overseas. I find that there's a lot of unscrupulous sellers overseas. And with the buyer beware that I always like to tell everybody, normally I don't pop on things overseas. They take too long to get here, and then once they get here, if they're not right, it takes a long time to get it worked out. So normally I don't, but every now and then I will spot something, and man, he has packed this thing in there. Is it even in there? Let's see, it should be. There it is. Wow. Okay, so this is a super inventive style of packaging. I'll give them that. So I saw this the other day and thought, I've already got one, but how cool would it be to have a second one? This is a Lyle Tuttle business card, and it's one of the ones from the 80s. It folds in half, so you'll get this really cool looking stuff on this side, and then when you flip it, it's got an image of him and Christine Colorful on the other side. I love this card. I saw it at the 70th. I was gonna pop on one there, but they were $150 there. And I had a couple. You know, I've got a few of these already because I've been collecting Tuttle. He was the very first tattoo collectible that I ever got. I probably said that before. But anytime I see stuff of his, I'd like to have it. So now you'll see these on these exact same cards. Some of them are a little different. They've got photo variants on the back. Some of them are him on a motorcycle. Some of them are him with his dog. You just never know which one you're gonna find. But, and then this one with Christine Colorful, who was the world record holder for females for a while. So this is from the 841 Columbus Avenue near Lombard. It's where the shop's still at today. It's the exact same address that I visited when I was out in San Francisco. But I just saw another one of these online. It's $150. So, and that's what they're mainly. And that's what they're going for now, is between $100 to $150 depending on condition. This one I got for $20, and 10 of it was the postage to get it here. So I actually got this card for $10. You cannot go wrong with a Tuttle card for $10. If you find one, get it. If you don't care for Tuttle, get it anyway and send it to me. I'll take it. So, our next item today is another one from eBay, and I'm not sure who sent this one. I'm not big on names unless they've really done right or they've really done wrong. So, and this one, this is a good seller. It's a seller that I like, but I can't remember the name at this point. So, this one is in here too. Gosh, you gotta love the packaging. Okay. So, I saw this, and I know it seems like a Tuttle-heavy episode, and it kind of is. I do have a bunch of stuff from Lyle's collection, and even more stuff from San Francisco. Now, this book has it's a book, okay, and it's the book that Tuttle wrote about Bill Jones, the man and his machines. And this one has a horrible stain on it. Oh, bum deal, man. They did not mention this. That's weird. It almost still seems wet. I'm not sure what that is. There is something on this magazine that wasn't in any of the pictures, and it's not from in the packaging, or it would be on the packaging too. So this one actually, it was stained up, I guess. So buyer beware. But this has a ton of information in it about Bill Jones and about the Jonesy machines. It shows you how to identify a round back from a square back. It shows you how they were modified, where they were first produced. It's just a wealth of knowledge. Tuttle put out a bunch of these books. Different ones. Tattoo Historians were some of the more common ones. And then every now and then you'd see one like this that just kind of explained stuff and gave a little bit of history, which is what I did. Honestly, I've never seen one of those before. When I saw it, I thought, wow, that's it's like a Tattoo Historian, but not quite. So now this next thing I did not get in the mail. So I know it's sneaky to put something in there that I didn't get in the mail, but I didn't get this in the mail. I went out yesterday with Mom, and we were going to some Goodwills to look for tripods. I needed a new tripod, maybe one a little taller. No luck on the tripods, unfortunately, but what we did find was a tote bag from the early 2000s of Don Ed Hardy shoes. And the Don Ed Hardy shoes.com no longer exists. It is a defunct company now, because Ed Hardy, he licensed his stuff to over 2,000 different companies during the beginning of the century. And the Don Ed Hardy Shoe Company was a pretty cool one. They did make some really cool shoes. And when you bought them, they came in a tote bag like this with the name on it, and this rad-looking tiger. I found this, and I'm going to put a conservative estimate of the value on this at between $25 and $50, depending on the condition of it, of course. This one is in excellent condition. I got it for a song, pretty much, at Goodwill. So stuff like this, it's not quite collectible now, and it's because of the stigma around it. Like, a lot of people quit wearing the shirts, and I've got one of the shirts here too. This is actually my shirt from the early 2000s. It is one of the nurse shirts, the fun nurse, and it's done in red and blue. It's a super nice shirt. I think it cost around $100, $98, something like that, when they were new. And like, everybody wore them. Every tattoo artist in America had a Don Ed Hardy shirt for a while. Don't let them tell you they didn't, because they did. But they kind of fell out of fashion because of the people who were wearing them. There's some less than desirable folks were wearing them from some of the reality shows and so forth, and it really put a bad taste into the public. That's what I believe finally killed the Ed Hardy shirt swell, if you will. Ed Hardy says that it is because Christian Auditor put his name all over it when it should have just been Ed Hardy's name. And I kind of agree with that. If you're gonna make a shirt line and you're gonna promote a tattoo artist, maybe just have your name on the tag. And speaking of the tag, if you are gonna get one of these to put away for later, for when they are more collectible, and eventually they will be worth some money. Here's what you want to look for. You want an official Ed Hardy tag on it, and it'll have a little bulldog, sometimes has a little eagle. But those, where it says Ed Hardy official, that is what you want. So, and the shirt, I'd say the shirt has retained its value. It's still, to me, it's still worth $100. It has been washed a couple times. I used to wear it, no, it's been washed a couple times, honestly, because I did used to burn it down. I used to wear it all the time. But no ink stains on it, and it just keeps getting softer every time you wear it too. So they're pretty neat. I definitely like them. So that's it for what's in the mail. Like, we've got another thing that came in the mail this week, but this is going to be a brand new segment, and here is the intro. It's a buyer beware segment. So I got this, and I won't tell you the guy's name for just for his peace of mind, but he sent where he's from and his actual name and everything. So I got this box in the mail. I was super excited to get it. It was supposed to be this, an original Soba pilot machine, all original parts. You can see it in the picture. And I thought, wow, I'm super excited. So I couldn't even wait to open it. So this has been opened, in case y'all are wondering where the postmarks are on the box. But I put it back in the box because originally I was going to send it back to him. So this is what I got instead of what I ordered. Now what I ordered it was a 2009 or 10 Sandcast Pilot. And it's the one without all the holes in the side. Now I have the one with holes in the side as well. Love it, use it all the time. This one, unfortunately, has had just BS parts put on it. It looks like somebody had either broke it or something. Something happened in this poor thing's life that somebody decided that they knew better and that they were gonna rebuild this thing. They used super cheap parts to do it. So, I called the guy. He sent me his card. So I give him a call. I said, hey man, you put the wrong machine in the box, apparently. So on eBay, I've got 300, 400, 500 transactions. They're all positive except for one. And the one that isn't positive said nice item on it. And I'm like, I think you meant for it to be positive. Anyway, I got one negative. Out of over 300, well, at 317 transactions, I've got one negative. All the rest are positive. This gentleman, however, and I'll show you right here, he had 3 transactions total. 2 of them were negative. And he didn't want to trust me enough to send me the correct machine that I purchased, and then let me send this one back when I received that one. That is the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. If they send you the wrong thing and they want to send you another one, you wait till you get that one until you return this one. Otherwise, you've got nothing, and eBay will not help you if you do that. This was a call on the phone type of deal. So I got a hold of Soba just to see. I thought maybe this is a variant. You know, maybe he did something really weird, because on the back of it, it says 1997, and then it has a slash and it has an S, which I thought was the date. And then I flip it over and it's got a date on the front of it where they normally are. They're right on the front normally with his name right on the front too. His name's there, but the date says 2010. And I was like, that is suspect. Why are there 2 dates on it? I've never seen that before on a Soba machine. And I own several Soba machines. So I get a whole Soba. I reach out to Soba, and he sends me this bag and says that it is definitely not original. None of the parts on it are original, and that it's been messed with. But he's been making them since 2003. So this definitely isn't the date on the side. He said that that as far as he can tell, it is the number, like this is number 1997 of the pilot models that he made, which is one of his production machines. He makes a ton of them. So I asked him how likely it would be for me to be able to maybe get it rebuilt by the master, and he said that this year he's taking a year off, and I'll be able to get it rebuilt in 2021. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or if I'm just going to go ahead and order all the workhorse parts. But now the guy told me, as a final thing, he was like, look, he's like, I'll refund all your money and you send it back to me and we'll call it even. And then if you want that other machine, we can figure out something on that. To me, that says, you didn't really pay me enough for this first machine, so I decided to send you this BS machine instead. If you want the original, correct machine, here's all your money back. Let's renegotiate on the other. That's what that says to me. And furthermore, he never sent the refund. He just never did. So I am stuck, essentially, with this machine. I'll never use it. Not in this condition. In this condition, it runs like poo. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, most of the time, I am super happy with my transactions on eBay. I read the descriptions. I'm very diligent about not just pulling the trigger on something that I don't know what it is. And this one, I thought I was getting something that he essentially bait and switched me. So, buyer beware out there. So, as promised, I got this letter a few weeks ago from Mr. Domo. Mr. Domo sent us some, he was the first guy ever to send something through the snail mail to us. Now, if you want to send something snail mail, the address is, we'll put it in the link down below, and we'll put it in, we always put it at the beginning of the show. But I had kind of messed up, and I couldn't really read his letter. It was handwritten. So I got some things wrong. So he wrote me this. This is the second thing he sent me. This one says, hello, Eric. I am glad you received the package that I sent you. But after watching the Paul Rogers post, I realized there is a misunderstanding about a few things. The two articles I sent to you were just information about my father and uncle. Both served the country during World War II. Those two men were not tattooers. That's what I had gotten wrong. Only my half-brother and myself are tattooers in my family. Myself being the one that opened the first shop in Western Tennessee, my half-brother Louis G. Perdomo got started in tattooing when he lived in Miami, Florida back in the 80s. He worked with Chris Garver and Ami James at one time. Lou G. worked most of his career at Paradise Tattoo Studio in Key West, Florida. I believe it's still there. Lou G married a lady from St. Louis, Missouri, and he moved to St. Louis about 6 years ago. He went to work for a shop in Alton, East St. Louis. The article about the tattoo shop was the shop that I opened in 1979. The shop was the first ever in Western Tennessee, excluding Memphis. I started tattooing around 1965, doing hand poke type. So he started, in a way most of us don't. So, but it was a different time altogether. In 1966, I joined the Army, where I served in Germany. This is where I met Benjamin Keith III, aka Mr. Tramp, just gypsy tattooer. And if you don't know Mr. Tramp, check him out. There's a bunch of stuff online about him. It says, I'm the person that did the Tramp tattoo in his upper left arm. I did that same tattoo on 3 other members of the platoon. The design was a takeoff of the military's expert rifleman's badge. Tramp was one to draw up that design, and I did the hand-poking style tattoo on those men. Tramp and his son lived in Springfield, Texas. I have been friends with the son for several years. The son sent me a few old rings and a belt buckle that Tramp wore. Well, I hope this clears up any misunderstandings. If you have any questions, you can call me at, and he put his number on there. Super nice guy. And then it says, P.S. I type way better than I write. So, Mr. Domo, you are right. You do type way better than you write, sir. this is one of our old timers that nobody seems to know about. If you want to know more about Mr. Domo, you can check out his website that I'll put right here. Here it is. It's right here. It's right there. So you can you can check in to see more about Mr. Domo. That is pretty much all that we have for you this week. I know it was a kind of a short episode this week comparatively. And we finally finished up all of our stuff from the Tattoo Historical Society meeting in North Carolina. We will definitely be going back next year. I suggest everybody make plans to go back or to go for the second one. The first one was phenomenal. While I was down there, I met a young man named Nate Harmon. Now, Nate runs a tattoo shop / museum here in Indiana, in Muncie. Next week, me and my very shy camera girl will be going to Muncie. We're gonna spend the night. We're gonna do an on-the-road segment, and we're going to interview Mr. Nate Harmon. He's gonna tell us about how he got started in his collecting, what his favorite collectibles are, and so forth. If there is a question that you would like me to ask him in the interview, please put it in the comments on this video, and I'll ask him anything y'all want me to ask him. But that interview should air next week. It may be over the next couple weeks. His shop, his collection is immense, and it's claimed to be the biggest one in Indiana. So we're gonna put that to the test. We're gonna go to all the museums in Indiana as far as tattooing goes, and we're gonna see. I don't think he's wrong though. He's got a ton of collectibles, and I'll be showing those to you too. So be sure and stay tuned, and until next time, y'all know how it is. Stay safe out there, and keep on collecting. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button down below, and check out these videos. We worked real hard on these too, and I think if you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy those too.